Okay, now we got the winter update for Street Fighter 5 and we also got a new mechanic for the game as well. I was meant to do a video on this and I got caught up because what happened was Guilty Gear Strive Beta was meant to play out throughout the weekend and then finish on Sunday, but because of the network and what was going on with Arxis' handling of releasing the beta to the public, they extended it for an extra 2 days. So I decided to pick up Milia Rage and play with her for the last 2 days. So I was playing with Giovanna and Milia Rage throughout the whole beta period. But during that extra 2 days was when the winter update for Street Fighter 5 came out. So I got to play a little bit, but I really got my hands on playing it a lot right after the Guilty Gear beta was over. And just after that was the update for Call of Duty Season 2. So I wasn't able to get this video done on my thoughts on Chun Li mainly, and her buffs, nerfs, and my opinions on her adjustments. I feel like what she got, and also my thoughts on the V shift as well. Chun Li, for the most part, got adjustments that pretty much made her more balanced. Some were needed and some was just like, I mean, you didn't have to do it. One in particular, but I'm gonna go through it through my notes that I wrote down. So for instance, when Chun Li wall jumps and gets hit, she will be in a juggle state as opposed to what she was before. But it's not really a move that people tend to use that much. So that's just like whatever really. Standing light kick, hitbox improved. So it's much better to do standing light kick for anti-airing, for instance, since they improved the hitbox on it. So that is really that's a benefit. That is definitely a plus. Low heavy punch hit stun increase, so now you can do it into a special. Back heavy punch is now with punishable. That's a bit of a meh thing. I used to love using the back heavy punch a lot, but as long as it registers on hit, I'm not really that concerned with it being with punishable, because I'm just not going to throw it out unless I've already hit confirmed anyway. Heavy kicks, legs, make opponent drop away from you, and it is +9. So that is like probably the biggest kind of nerf, if anything, that she got in terms of getting Oki from her heavy legs. And I feel like if you are the kind of player that plays your game based around the Oki, then it will be more of an effect against your game plan. But if you are more neutral based, then it's not really that bad, because it's not like they've reduced damage of it. They've just reduced the full effect animation, so they basically drop away from you. But there is ways around it. So you have to do a projectile into a throw or into something else, which I'll get into a bit later. Spinning bird and EX legs are much better now. I guess the hit regions on them have been adjusted, along with the hurt box from the side part of the spinning bird, and this just lets me know that the developers kind of want us to explore other moves with Chun Li as a whole, and that's cool. That's cool, because I mean, there's moves that Chun Li has that is designed for her to be used, and they just weren't being used because, to be fair, some of them weren't as effective as others. EX bird kick, her bots adjustment, as I said. V skill 1 reduced the meter gain. So with V skill 1, you will gain quite a lot of meter when using it, but now they've reduced the amount that you gain from it, which is kind of a nerf. It's something they didn't have to do, but it's kind of like, okay. whatever. V skill 2 is more useful. It's +4 on block, and it can now follow up, and now is easier to avoid projectiles, +6 on hit as well. So the V skill 2 is a move that I've been really practicing with since the update, and I really like it. I really like the move, mainly because it brings a whole new kind of element and a different type of style to Chun Li's current game plans that you might showcase already, such as, I feel like it's more so mind games with V skill 2. I really like it. The move is like a overhead. It was hardly ever used before, and the Hasanshu move is just, I just like the way it looks, especially the types of combos you can get with it, since it is plus on hit, so you can do light kick or light punch to follow up with legs afterwards into special. Like, there's some really cool moves you can do with it. I really like it. I really like the move, and this, I feel like, is a really good improvement to Chun Li as a whole in terms of her whole moveset. She has a move that is now viable, basically. And overall, I feel like her V shift, which is partly what this video is mainly about, is a huge benefit to her as well, especially if you combined it with the Hasanshu move, as I was just mentioning before. You can put people into mind game situations, you can add mix-ups from a different perspective, and if you know me already, you know that I love parries and cancels, right? This is, to me, essentially like a flawless block up 2 or flawless block up 1 in Mortal Kombat, because you can spend the bar to avoid the attack, and then you can spend the bar again to counter with the parry attack right after the V shift. I've been playing around with it. I'm going to play around with it a lot more so that I can get more used to it, because I was contemplating whether or not to make V shift its own button. I think I'll get a lot more better use out of it that way, but I'm okay with how it is now with my button set up. But other than that, I really like the inclusion of V shift, and I'm gonna definitely start playing ranked with my Chun Li and seeing how it plays out in actual matches and whatnot, because as it stands now, it is a really fun move, a really good mechanic to add, especially when you're under pressure as well. So those are my thoughts overall. I think Chun Li's improvements or nerfs in general overall are just like kind of valid adjustments, and in my opinion, I've always had the thought process of, if a character has not been touched by a patch or an update, that is a buff in itself. If a character has been adjusted, that is a buff, and if a character has just been straight up buffed, then that's a buff. It's only a nerf from a character from a patch or update if they truly just get lots of nerfs. If they get nerfs, or if they get adjusted to the point that their game plan doesn't work anymore. But if a character has not been touched by an update, or if they've just been adjusted here and there, such as like things like hitbox issues, hurtbox issues, those kinds of things, whiffing issues, with no buffs, then that is a buff in itself. And then there's just the buff, like, oh, damage buff or new moves added to a character, those kinds of things. But yeah, I really like the fact that V shift does benefit Chun Li. I like the fact that her Hasanshu V skill move is viable. Those are two major buffs to me. Her light kick has a better hitbox. This is good. this is good. It could have been worse as well. So I'm all for it, and I will definitely be playing some ranked with Chun Li and having fun with using V-Shift and things like that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below on what you think. Like the video, follow me on Twitch and follow me on Twitter if you're not following me already, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Are you serious?